Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Hobo here today, and SmackDown Live just went off the air, and I got a review right here for you. I promised you in the Raw review, a full-length SmackDown review, and here you go, you're gonna get it. So we started off the evening with Randy Orton being interviewed backstage about Brock Lesnar and his opponent Alberto Del Rio tonight, and Del Rio interrupts him and says that Viperville is a joke. So pretty strong words by Alberto Del Rio. And I was really looking forward to the Orton-Del Rio match because I'm a big fan of both of these guys. Not a lot of people like Alberto Del Rio the way that I do. I think that he's still got another world title run left in him, but hey, guess that's just me. So let me get a Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan promo. Bray Wyatt said that it's Bray Wyatt against the whole damn world. Dean Ambrose interrupts. Jobber interrupts and attacks Eric Rowan, then Jobber gets beat up, Ambrose tries to help out, and then he gets beat up, and I said it was a dumb brawl. Didn't really add anything to the show except the very predictable outcome of setting up a tag team match that I said was going to happen last week. I said that there was going to be Ambrose and Jobber versus the Wyatt family, or the Wyatts, or whatever you want to call them now. So Shane and Daniel Bryan make that match after Ambrose and Jobber are yelling at each other in the backstage area. So that makes sense. Two people yelling at each other make them tag team partners, especially since they're going to fight for your world championship at SummerSlam. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. Probably a lot of places. Yeah, I've seen this before. Whatever. Don't care. So we get our first actual matchup of the night, and we're already 20 minutes into SmackDown. I don't know, I think we were 20 minutes into SmackDown by this point. But yeah, it's American Alpha taking on a local team before the match even gets going. The Ascension, Vaudevillains, and Hype Bros all come out and surround the ring, very Shield-esque. If the Shield was 3 different tag teams, then yeah, this would be the Shield. But the American Alpha destroys this local team. Can I just say how much I love Grand Amplitude? I really love that move. Just throwing it out there, but after the match, the 3 teams hop up on the apron, very Shield-like, and they get in the ring, start attacking Jordan and Gable. Then eventually all the teams turn on each other, and then we've got a big brawl. Guys are getting tossed out of the ring left and right. And then it's American Alpha standing tall at the end of this brawl. The last person to be attacked was Simon Gotch. He ate a German suplex from the innovator of Suplex City, the mayor of Suplex City, Chad Gable. And then we get a little graphic on screen saying that Eva Marie will finally debut coming up next. But before that, we get a Miz and Maurice interview backstage or wherever they have their set with Renee Young. Miz and Maurice are sitting at opposite sides of the table. I love this whole thing. So Miz and Maurice are talking. Renee Young is trying to ask them questions about Apollo Crews. And Miz and Maurice just start crawling over the table towards each other, and then we get a break. We come back, and they're completely laying down on this table, and it was the weirdest thing to watch, but it was so good because they're such heels, and I love them in their role, and they need to continue doing this, or I will be angry. That being said, speaking of things that need to stop continuing, or I will be very angry. Just kidding, I'm kidding. But we got Becky Lynch versus Eva Marie. Eva Marie's getting ready to fight, and her top pops off. As much as every single man, and even some of the women in that crowd and at home, wished that the thing popped off, it only kind of undid itself. Her top did in the back, and she was covering herself up like, oh my god, my top fell off. And the referee gets a towel, because they got towels at ringside. I think, yeah, that makes sense for if somebody bleeds. Whatever. I don't care. I'm just trying to rip this company to shreds, god damn it. But they put the towel around Eva Marie. She walks out. Becky's like, I'm sick and tired of this. For the second week in a row, Eva's chickened out of a match, and I ain't got no match. I'm not leaving this ring tonight without having a match. So she challenged every single woman in the WWE SmackDown Live WWE Women's WWE roster. And Alexa Bliss comes out, accepts the challenge with a promo. And then it's going to be Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch when we return from commercial. Alexa Bliss, Becky match. Yeah. Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch have their match. And about midway through, Eve Marie comes back out and her top's all fixed. And she distracts Becky Lynch. Alexa Bliss hits the Twisted Bliss for the win on her birthday. And let me just throw this out there. I love the Twisted Bliss. That's such a cool move. Like, I know it's no Red Arrow, but damn, I love the Twisted Bliss, and I love Alexa Bliss. Just throwing that out there. I mean, if she's in WWE 2K17, you know the only diva I'm playing with, as long as they get her body proportions correct, if you know what I mean. So then after this, we get Orton versus Del Rio, and this is a good match, I think anyway. Good contest between these two guys. The finish comes with Del Rio assaulting Randy Orton in his injured shoulder with this steel chair out of nowhere. Bang! Hits him with the chair, gets DQ'd, and then just goes after the arm, then eventually gets dropped with an RKO out of somewhere after threatening Randy Orton's entire livelihood with said chair. See, that's my new gimmick too. I'm not gonna fall into this trend of RKO out of nowhere. I'm the one, I think anyway, I'm the one after that Battleground review who started the RKO out of somewhere thing. So anybody who uses RKO out of somewhere got it from me. Just saying. Alright, just saying. So after this, we get Heath Slater backstage, and he's pleading with Rhino to let him win the match because he's got 2 kids and a pool, and he needs to maintain the pool. And then he's talking about how he has 4 kids, and Rhino's like, I thought you said you only had 2 kids. And he's like, no, it's 4, I think. And Rhino's like, sorry, I got a reputation to uphold. I just won some sort of election type thing in some sort of state, city thing. So Heath Slater's like, yeah, well, I need this contract for my family. And I really like what they're doing with Heath Slater. They're keeping him as a comedy character, but they're keeping him very serious. And he uses a lot of emotion in his promos and in his segments and in his matches. And I just like the direction that they're going with Heath Slater. I know it's a weird thing to say because he's not really doing much, but I do like what they have him doing. So obviously Rhino gores Heath Slater to death. And after the match, Heath Slater is sitting in the ring, and he looks so depressed about losing. And that's what I like about the whole Heath Slater thing right now, is it feels genuine. Like, this is a real guy. He needs to get a job for his family. He's doing anything in his power, and these guys they're not giving him a break. But we go backstage after a Wyatt family promo, which I can't pay attention to anymore, just because they're all over the place. But yeah, after that Wyatt promo, we get Heath Slater telling Daniel Bryan and Shane that SmackDown doesn't deserve him. And Shane's like, well, guess he won't be signing this contract we got for him. And it's like, oh, come on. Come on, man. They were about to give Heath a contract, but he was so upset that he just lost to Rhino that he stormed out and claimed that he was too good for SmackDown Live. That is SmackDown Live. God, I hate that name. SmackDown Live. Whatever. So Carmella comes out. She's doing her whole bad Enzo Amore impression. Don't hate me, IWC. I know you have your opinions. I have my own, so screw yourself. So Carmella's like, I'm the Princess of Staten Island. Great, go be a Princess of Staten Island. But Natalya comes out. She's about to attack Carmella, who turns around and clobbers Natalya. Carmella throws Natalya in the ring. They get started with their match. I don't really care about this match. It wasn't really exciting. Nothing too big going on. And that's just sad because I as the viewer should be more invested into these women's matches, especially how big they're making the women seem and feel recently, and it's just sad that things like this are happening, and the whole Eva Marie thing with her coming out and all these things are preventing her from debuting just to cover up the fact that she sucks, that she is the worst wrestler I've literally ever seen with my own two eyes. And I've seen your Doinks, I've seen your Gilbergs, I've seen your Marty Jannetty's, and screw that, Marty Jannetty was a pretty damn good wrestler until he turned his ankles into cankles. But that's a whole different topic for another day. I can give you my top 10 favorite jobber list if you ever want to see that. But no, for real though, Carmella wins with the whatever the hell her submission is called. Don't know what it is, but it's got some sort of leg chin lock thing. Pretty cool looking. And yeah, she made Natalya tap out. That's the big takeaway here. Carmella made Natalya, the Queen of Hearts, who's pegged as a submission specialist, tap out to her submission. And that's really big praise. Really big, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know what I was going with that. But then they show a John Cena versus AJ Styles promo, because a lot of the big guys weren't on SmackDown this week since they're going on that tour. But yeah, Cena and AJ, this promo package that they aired was really good. As if I wasn't already excited for these two guys locking up at SummerSlam, that promo just lit a fire under me that I want to go out and I want to fly, not even with a plane. I just want to grow wings and fly to Brooklyn and crash to the ceiling and watch this match with my own two eyes in person. That's how good this thing was. No, I'm kidding, but no, see, I do want to do that. I do want to go to SummerSlam by crashing through the ceiling, but I'm pretty sure I'd get thrown out immediately if I did that. Maybe thrown in jail. I don't know. Would you guys like to see that? I'll buy a GoPro, and then we'll do this. Oh, that would be terrible. I'd probably splat before I even hit the top of the roof. Yeah, I couldn't break through it. If it was like AT&T Stadium, though, I would just fly right through the open roof and then get my parachute caught and all that mumbo jumbo they had going on. And then I get stuck in between the big boards. And it'd be awful. It'd be a really bad day. Because then I'd try to cut myself down and I'd just fall right to the mat. Probably in the middle of the Brock Lesnar Dean Ambrose match, and then Brock would suplex me to death. You know, I don't know. I don't even know where I just was. What happened? Alright. Cena AJ, really good promo package. I liked it. And then we get a little backstage clippy clip with Baron Corbin probably literally killing Kalisto. I don't know, because I was so worried about Kalisto's health that he may have been dead, and I wouldn't know it. Because Baron Corbin killed Kalisto in this segment. And he just screams, "That's for robbing me of the Intercontinental Championship." Like, dude, it was a number one contender triple threat match. He didn't rob you of it. Apollo Crews was the one who won the match. If you're so upset about it, go take this up with Apollo. Apollo's the one who won the damn thing. You stupid idiot. And then we get our final match, the main event. Jobber and Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan. I didn't care for this tag team match. It wasn't, in my opinion anyway, wasn't very good. That's just a theme with these Jobber and Dean Ambrose segments and matches for the first 3 weeks of SmackDown. I haven't been into them. I cannot get invested in Jobber versus Dean Ambrose. I just can't. I can't. They're going to have to do a hell of a lot more to get me vested in that match than they already are doing. Or I'm just going to take my bathroom break during that match at SummerSlam, because I'm so much more invested in Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor on Raw than I am with Jobber versus Dean Ambrose here on SmackDown Live. But Jobber kicks Eric Rowan's face off and pins him. And that gives Jobber and Dean Ambrose the win. And after the match, Dean Ambrose lays out Jobber with a vicious dirty deeds, holds his belt, and then SmackDown gets cut off the air prematurely, which was really funny. I think they cut off Mauro Ranallo mid-speech. I think Mauro was in the middle of saying something about how this was the main event of SummerSlam next month, or next month, in 2 weeks, and they cut him off to start Chris Lee Knows Best. I think that's what it's called. I think it is. Yeah, whatever. I don't care if I got it wrong. Screw you, USA. Fight me. I'll bite your nose off. If you know what that's from, that's 10 points. But, yeah, so I gave the SmackDown a 4 out of 10. I know that it sounded like I had a lot of high praise for this show, but the only things that I cared about was Del Rio saying Viperville was a joke, Eve Marie's wardrobe malfunction, and the Cena versus AJ Styles promo package. It wasn't even an in-ring promo, it was a promo package. So the things I liked from the segment or from the show were a backstage segment, a fake wardrobe malfunction, and a promo package. And that is not the only things I should be liking from a WWE show. I should be liking the in-ring product, and I should be liking the promos, the in-ring promos. I should be liking a hell of a lot more than I do from these shows, but Raw was understandably a letdown. They were on fire for the first 2 weeks, so you gotta cool down a little bit. You can't just go out there and fire on all cylinders every single week, because you're gonna burn people out. And that's just the truth. You literally cannot have a month, 2 months, 3 months straight of just amazing kick-ass shows, because if you do, then people are gonna be tired. They're not gonna want to be sitting out there. And I know you're going to say, oh, what about the Attitude Era? That's a different time. I hate when people compare this era that we're in right now to the Attitude Era, because they're two completely different eras. Like, you don't sit... People in the Attitude Era didn't sit around saying, oh, well, why doesn't Stone Cold come out and squash everyone like Hulk Hogan did? Because that really got him over, brother. No, like... It's two completely different eras. I don't understand why people have this notion that the Attitude Era was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and that this era is complete bollocks, because it's not. It's not. This era is awesome in its own way. The Ruthless Aggression era was awesome in its own way. The Hogan era was good in its own day, in its own time, and whatever. Every era is good when it's around its own time, except for that little portion of time when Diesel was world champion, but we'll forgive that just for this one segment. But yeah, I mean, my whole point is that this is a different type of show now, and people just can't keep comparing it to the Attitude Era, because it is something new. And like I said, you just can't fire on all cylinders every week like the Attitude Era, because this is a different time. People are different than they were 15 years ago, 16 years ago, 20 years ago. They're not going to... I mean, it's such a hard thing to even say, like, as a fact, but this is my opinion, obviously, but it's just going to be a lot harder to keep these people sitting around week after week and giving them a kick-ass product when they complain about it anyway. You can give a 5-star show, complete 5-star show, and have every match be 5 stars, have every promo be 5 stars, and have every segment be 5 stars, and the internet would still find ways to complain about the show. And that's just why I feel, as a wrestling fan, like I'm not entitled to get these awesome shows, but I'm very gracious to get them, because we do too much complaining. The IWC does too much complaining, and it ruins it for everybody. Because no matter what you say, the WWE, they're not dumb. They listen, they read, they hear the different things that we say about their product. So they're going to make tweaks to what we say, no matter what you think. And us keep complaining about things is going to keep them changing things in ways we don't like. Because if we say something negative about something, then they're going to change it. And then we'll say something negative about the change. Because, alright, I know I'm getting off on a little bit of a rant, but these IWC people can never be happy. I don't consider myself a part of the IWC. I consider myself a professional wrestling fan. There we go. That's simple. But yeah, SmackDown 4 out of 10 this week. I didn't particularly care for this show. SmackDown really hasn't had a good show since the new era of the new era started. But like we've already mentioned, Raw hit it out of the park for the first 2 weeks. They'll probably keep having these, I'm not going to say boring or disappointing shows, but just shows where they can't really go balls out until after SummerSlam, when they need to build towards the next pay-per-view. I think that it's good. to have a few of these really good shows in between your build up to pay-per-views. But after this, Raw doesn't have to build up to a pay-per-view, I don't believe. I believe it's just Backlash for SmackDown. So that's all SmackDown's got to worry about. Raw's got to have storylines that have payoffs on Raws instead of on pay-per-views. It's going to be cool and a different dynamic, and I'm going to like that a lot. And I hope that you guys do too, and I also hope that you guys enjoyed this review. So thank you guys for watching, and this has been it for me, your boy Hobo, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.